Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So on this episode, it will be a little bit different from all my previous episodes because aside from showing you Kunming, which is like a really big transit city before you go to Yunnan of China, I'm also gonna link to all my previous episodes at the end so you have like a complete episode of everything. So yes, if you have watched the previous episode, you can skip after Kunming, but if not, I would really appreciate it if you can watch the whole thing because then you can get like a whole insight of the most beautiful region in China. So again, I want to thank you everyone for your support. I do know that my upload speed lately has been quite slow, but because I've been doing so many other things on the side and I cannot wait to update you guys, I will continue to make great content and hope you guys will enjoy this episode of Kunming. First thing first, Yunnan Cross-Bridge Noodles. Oh guys, look at that. And we have Patrick here with us. Yes, wow, boiling hot. Wow, look at that. Put the egg first,
Sometimes we blend the egg and put the meat inside to touch, and then the raw meat.
And have to be quick because it's still boiling.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, guys, Patrick is originally from Kunming, right?
Yeah.
From Kunming, so he knows best. That's why he's doing it and not me.
In the past, this food is a little bit simple because we don't have seafood, right?
Yes,
Right
but now there's
we have
seafood.
Seafood, shrimp, and some squid, and flour.
And flour, wow. Because there's so much flour in Kunming, right?
Yeah,
So,
sure.
oh, you do not stir it.
No.
Just let it be.
Yeah. Let the heat inside, and then last one is the rice noodle.
1 minute and then you can start eating it. Thank you, Patrick. Okay, and then I'm getting help here. Nice. Guys, this place was recommended by Patrick. Like, so let me try this. Oh my God, the soup is so good. It's chicken soup, so good. I'm gonna put the name as always. You must come if you come to Kunming. Most of you are only here for one night, I know, it's just to transit, but if there's one place you can try with this cross-bridge noodle, this is definitely one of the places. There's another one that he recommended to me. I will also put it on the screen, but that one closes early, right?
Yeah.
That one closes at 8 p.m. So make sure you try it. Wow, it's delicious. This used to be a French building and combined with some Chinese architecture, like details. Look at this. This is definitely Chinese.
Moments every afternoon.
Every afternoon. Highly recommend, guys. And tea, guys. Yunnan's tea, very famous. Oh, look at this. Okay, guys, this is the Muslim quarter. Arrived at the Kunming Old Town. Guys, this is a very famous building here, actually an Instagrammable place at the Kunming Old Street. So much people taking photos, lots of photographers. Yes, I just took some photos as well. So the price, you just have to negotiate. They're pretty nice. Does it remind you of the Flatiron building in New York? A little bit, just like a little bit, because it's like right in the corner and it's like a triangular building. So anyways, here we are, Kunming Old Town. That's a wrap for today, guys. Good morning, guys. We had arrived at the biggest flower market in Asia called Yunnan. The scale is crazy. Over 10 million stems of flowers are being bought every single day. Lots of souvenirs that you can buy to bring home as well. These are dried flowers. They even sell vases, like all these vases, very pretty. Only 10 yuan for some. And of course, they sell a lot of preserved flowers that you can keep for your whole life. Beautiful. They are so pretty, my favorite color. So right now, we are just like regular people who buy flowers for home. They can ship it nationwide. But the real action happens here at 8:30 every single night until like 2 a.m. And the flowers are just so cheap. I'm gonna show you the prices. Look at this, only 20 yuan. And these roses, only 10 yuan. Wow, this jasmine flower, only 5 yuan. Orchids are always among one of the most expensive flowers. Just ask, only 10 yuan, which are so cheap. Oh my God. And these are only 15 for 2. Oh my God, they're so pretty. They are my colors. Oh my God. Guys, this is 48 yuan. Look how big it is. Oh my God, it is like crazy. And look at how much 99 roses cost. They actually also sell some tea here, ginger tea with roses, jasmine tea. So I am buying some as well because my mom and my brother also likes these things. The Yunnan coffee are famous. If you didn't watch my Yunnan series, please go back and watch it. So in the flower market here, there's also this souvenir shop. I think I saw a few of them, and they sell coffee here. Look. This is my drone bag and my camera bag. I bought 3 types of tea. This is hibiscus. This is called a butterfly PT. And then of course the golden chrysanthemum. One of my favorite. 3 for 100 yuan. And I also bought all of these funguses for my mom to make soup. I also bought dry matsutake mushroom for my mom. Then I bought myself some raw coconut coffee. I've never tried this one. Look what she got me, guys. It's so pretty. Let's try it. Wow, this is so good. Very happy now. Janelle needs coffee. So we arrived at the Laoyuke Wetland Park in the east side of the Kunming Dali National Tourism Resort. This place, I have never been here before, but I heard it's actually very pretty. Alright guys, so you can do kayaking here in this little forest area of the park. Indeed, it is quite special. I don't see these type of attractions in other China cities. So let's go find out how much it is. Although this part is definitely man-made, it's actually quite small too, the area. This is for the kids, this part. And this side is for adults, but it's actually a very small area. It is actually 80 yuan for an hour for 2 people, and for 3 people it's 100. I can show you, it's actually supposedly glass bottom boats. I do recommend this, guys. It's actually quite cute.
Moments later.
Alright guys, so I had arrived at one of the most Instagrammable spot here in Kunming. And if you can see, this is actually a residential building, but because of this, there's so many people coming here and there are many photographers trying to help you take photos. It's like a full-on studio over here. Alright, so let's find out how much it is. Actually, I'm wondering if I can take this myself. Okay, so these are the pictures that you will get. This is the Jingyi Road, and it is a walking street here in Kunming. So now I am at like the central park of Kunming. This is called Chui Ku. It is where local people go, tourists and everyone. It's actually a pretty big park. I'm just like right in the center of it. It's surrounded by restaurants and buildings and shops. Lots of local people come here. They call this part of the town like the West Lake of Kunming. It does have some significance that remind people of West Lake. Quite pretty. It's actually quite pretty. Oh wow, look at that. Wow. Kunming is full of flowers. This is so beautiful. And the pedal boat costs 100 yuan an hour. I get it now. So much lotus flowers too. Actually, this park is actually quite pretty. I get why they say this is the West Lake of Kunming now. If you didn't watch my Hangzhou episode, make sure you go watch it. I'm gonna link it in the corner. When all the lotus flowers open, I'm sure it's very pretty. Right now, they're all dying because it's end of October. At Sheraton Kunming, a regular 1 pink bed, and then a bathtub, walk-in closet, and then here's the room. Yeah, so they are very, very busy right now. As this October is one of their peak season. On the 27th floor, city view. And it is really, really funny how I asked the hotel staff if I should go film at the Stone Forest, which is their #1 destination in the city. And she does not recommend it. She's like, just be around the city. No need to go there. I don't recommend it. And she's like, it's nothing special. I was like, oh, okay. I have to say the Sheraton Kunming has one of the most exquisite lounge I've ever been to around the world. Look at all these roast meat they served. Massage time, guys, right across from the hotel at Sheraton. Gonna link it above, and I meant like 1 minute walk, not even.
The next day.
Right at one of the most iconic place in Kunming to look at the seagulls. They are usually here from November to March, but I heard from the locals that the first batch already arrived. They are from Siberia. The real reason why I'm here is because this morning I woke up early just so that I could go film the stone forest. But it was raining really bad. Actually, the floor is still wet, if you can see. Perfect place for sunset and in the morning. Unfortunately, I couldn't see them, but I'm showing you some of the pictures of what people are showing me. All right, as the last stop of my Kunming trip, this is where we are now. It's like a little cultural district for young people. It is called 文化巷, meaning cultural alley in English. Let me show you. And this is actually a pretty famous restaurant here. Salvador Coffee House and Restaurant. Be very careful with these scooters. They're everywhere in China. Another restaurant. More little boutique shops here. Cute. And custom-made magnets. Nice. Selling eggs and fruits. Very interesting. Oh, this is a very special shop. Wild mushroom and cream cheese bagel and roast cheese bagel. Very interesting. Lots of different types of coffee and different types of bagel with local ingredients. Yeah. Lots of teas and drink shop. I'm gonna get some roast cake. I want my grandma to taste it because they are so yummy and so good. So guys, it is a tea shop in Kunming. So let's go take a look at this menu. They even have porcelain flavored cheese from Pu'er tea. Definitely never tried before. And I'm trying the signature blend Yunnan black tea latte. She said it's really good. Ancient tree raw Pu'er tea latte. Oh my god, super interesting. I cannot wait. No wonder this place is famous. Look at the souvenir they're selling. Okay, let me buy some. I'm buying this tea. I got like jasmine, I got white tea, and I got the Pu'er tea. Nice. And you know what? After I paid, I found out they have a shop in Shenzhen. So why am I carrying this? Hi guys, sorry for the quick interruption. I am now at the city wall in Xi'an here. Well, I just wanted to let you guys know that my website is now live. It's www.travelwithjanelle.com. You can also DM me at GoWithJanelle. If you have any questions about traveling in China, Asia, or specifically like Hong Kong, Macau, and all that, even multi-city, I will be able to help you. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this episode. So Dali, Yunnan. This is the first episode of my Yunnan series, exploring some of China's most breathtaking destinations. Yunnan is famous for its diverse culture, dramatic landscapes, and must-visit spots like Lijiang's Jade Dragon Snow Mountain and the mystical Shangri-La. I'm starting in Dali, staying by the Erhai Lake, exploring Xijiao Ancient Town, catching a stunning sunset, and enjoying Yunnan-style rice noodle. Let's explore Yunnan together! Arrived in the first hotel here in Dali. This is a Erhai view room with a bathtub. This is the view. Not bad, right? Let me tell you a little bit about this Erhai Lake. Pretty magical. By day, you can cycle around the lake or just simply take a stroll around, but it is a pretty big lake. Plus, there are 4 ancient towns around it. And let me tell you a tip. Stay on the left side for sunrise and the right side for sunset. Trust me, I stayed there. It was very pretty. This is right outside of the Airbnb. Actually, I call it homestay. Airbnb is the same because I booked it on trip.com. So guys, we finally arrived in Dali. It is an absolutely beautiful scenic place here in Yunnan. If you can see behind me, this is the Erhai. Beautiful, right guys? That's why so much people come here for a vacation because it is very, very relaxing here. Some people spend like 4 nights here because this lake It's actually really big. Guys, so we are at Lijiang Ancient Town. It's a beautiful day here in Dali. Perfect for sightseeing. It's a map of the old town. I will insert a picture below. Actually, whatever I'm wearing right now, I did try to match the theme of this area. They are known for tie-dye dresses, especially for the indigo blue. We're gonna go see how they do it. But first, we're gonna go eat their famous Yunnan rice noodle.
This is one of the most famous residents here. It is Bai architecture at its finest. A century-old, stuns with dreamy courtyards and tea tray tails.
It's very well known for this building. And also, they're famous for the tie-dye cloth and dresses and fabrics, which you're gonna see everywhere in this town. And they are also famous for one more thing. Rose jam drinks, rose jam, like liquor, everything related to roses. As you know, well, actually, you might not know because we are actually at the altitude of about 2,000 meters, which is the lowest of where we will go for during this whole week. You know, we have to get a little bit used to it. As this time, I'm not by myself. I'm with my mom and her beloved childhood friends who are my aunties who watched me grow up all my life. So I have to make sure that everyone's health is taken care of. So this is the right way to eat Yunnan rice noodle. These are the condiments. It consists of crow egg, a ham, and then fish and chicken, and I think pork. And then these are all the other condiments here. They're gonna bring us a stone pot. This is the cold rice noodle with chicken. This is the sauce. Basically, just have to mix this one together. So this is the soup base. And these are all the condiments that goes with it. There are gonna be another bowl of soup. We ordered 2 types of soup base. This one is the original. So first you have to put the crow egg here and you have to stir it because it's actually boiling hot, and then you put all the raw meat. So these 2 are pork, and then you have to put the fish. Shrimp is after the, I think this is cuttlefish. After the cuttlefish, this is for 1 person. So probably you won't be able to finish because it comes with a bowl of noodle, of course. So you can share among 2 people and order other stuff. So this is the shredded chicken. And of course, so most important are the fungus. Right now is the season, so they are extremely fresh. These are all the condiments, so you can just put it in according to if you like it or not. And then now the other one came, if you can see how boiling it is. And you can also put your rice noodle here, but all you have to do is less than 30 seconds because otherwise it will get very soggy. Alright, so this is the building that is an icon of this ancient town. Although it is the one that is already a little bit less people, but it is still very crowded. Hey everyone, I just bought my magnets and a painting in this shop behind me. 4 paintings in the front. And you actually just have to pay by yourself. They give you the QR code. There's no one working in there. So it's just really based on trust because like I said, China is extremely safe now. So alright, so this is the tie-dye place. This is the dress I'm wearing right now. And these are all the white dresses here. You can just do it yourself. These are for kids. These are for adults. They're gonna help you make a dress for yourself. You can even do bags, little one, and a little dress for cute girls, pouches. You can dye it right here. So they're doing it like right here. Many snacks on the streets. These are edible rose petals. They add it into jam, the pastry, cookies, liquor, wine, even water. What else? Like everything. They put rose petal into everything here because they are very well known for it. Alright, another one of the handmade dyeing shop. Beautiful. They have different colors as well, even for these little bags, which I think is very cute. This is one of the famous rose cake, and this is it. Supposedly it's very famous. Oh wow, this is another famous eats. Papa. You can eat this for breakfast as well. It's definitely a must-have if you come to Dali.
After the stroll, I ditched my mom and aunties and went back to the hotel so that I can see this magnificent sunset. It's so gorgeous. And was so surprised I can play with fireworks.
the next day.
That's the most beautiful sunrise as well. Good morning, guys. Right now it's 7:30 in the morning and we are going into the Dali ancient town, which is one of the most popular ancient towns in all of China. It's very, very, very crowded. So that's why we're trying to beat the crowd, because today we're also going to the Jade Snow Mountain, which is about 3 hours from here. Going in from this side, I can already tell it's really pretty. And actually, I love it that not much people are here right now, because if you do come here at like 10 a.m., this entrance will be flooded with people. So I'm buying 2 from here, and there's a QR code. You just have to scan. I like that. They sell many shawls and scarves here as well. And of course, tote bags. These are actually really cheap. You see everyone wearing them. The cheapest price I saw was only 15 RMB, which is like $250 US. You actually do get some peace and quiet if you come this early in the morning. Wow, let me show you guys the sunrise. Alright, so guys, look at this beautiful pavilion, beautifully carved. So pretty.
This gorgeous town is famous for a reason. The 1,200-year-old streets are lined with bi-minority shops selling tie-dye fabrics. The massive south gates towers over everything, and every alleyway smells like rose pastries.
Guys, remember the rose pastry that I talked about yesterday? I'm gonna try the original flavor with the rose inside. Here you go, do you see? It's rose petal inside. Let's try it now.
It's very good.
Trying the taro flavor now.
So glad I bought a bag because they were lifesavers for us.
This is soy milk, breakfast for the local, part of the breakfast, freshly made. This is Yunnan Sky Coffee. This is the only one that is open right now at something. All the others open after 9 or 9:30 or even 10, especially those Instagrammable places. I ordered a hand-drip Yunnan coffee, so let me show you the bean. So this is the bean from Yunnan. Yunnan is very famous for coffee, tea, and now even wines. I want you guys to actually realize that China is not only about tea and rice anymore. Yunnan is very, very famous for coffee nowadays. You just grind the coffee beans. Smells so good, guys. Let's try it. First, I'm gonna have hot because obviously drip coffee is much better to have it hot so you can get all the flavors. But it's just a little bit hot for me. That's why I ordered ice. But I told him to give me a little bit taster of it being served hot. This one is very mild. I asked him where this one is from. It's from Baoxiang, about 2 hours from here. He said, let's try it. Ice now. I like it. He also gifted me these handmade coffee beans soap. Like, you know how the coffee powder, the remains, he used it to make these soap. 100%
so
organic.
nice. He gave
So
me
cute.
grapes.
The coffee shop that I really, really want to go that is over there. It has a top where you can oversee like the town and you can actually sit on the roof. You know, they have props for that. They actually built like a bench or something, but it's not open yet. So I came to the one across the street, which you can still see a very nice view. It's a very cozy. It also gets very crowded, especially after like 11. Oh, it's beautiful. But over here, you can still see all the roof of these houses and shops.
As we are looking at these stunning rooftops over this ancient town and flying over it, these are the classic bi-minority architecture. They have been perfecting them for over centuries. You see those carved wooden gates and the curved tile roofs. Do you see those mountains in the background? That's where Yunnan's legendary mushroom grows. This famous mushroom hapa packs rare vegetable gold like matsutake mushroom. Some are worth more than actual gold. When you visit, explore these ancient streets, find hidden lakeside spots, and never skip this hapa. This wild mushroom are like heaven. The first sip, pure magic. Last time we soaked up those gorgeous high lake views in Dali. Today, double the excitement. First, we're heading to the breathtaking Jade Snow Mountain. Then we will lose ourselves in the magical streets of Lijiang Old Town. 2 iconic spots, 1 epic episode? This right here is Lijiang Old Town, an 800-year-old UNESCO site where the Nazi people have preserved their incredible culture. Fun fact, this 1.5 square kilometer wonder was already thriving when Kublai Khan passed through in 1253. We will explore every charming corner of this living museum, but first, Jade Dragon Snow Mountain, our morning adventure. This sacred 5,596-meter giant isn't just beautiful. It's packed with legends we will discover together. From ancient streets to snowy peaks, this might be our most epic day yet. Ready? Let's go!
We are gonna go watch the show first, as there are 2 or 3 shows depending on the season each day. And this is a very famous show. I don't know if you guys recall the show that I saw in West Lake, Hangzhou. This is by the same director. We arrived at the show, and if you can see in the backdrop, that is the Jade Dragon Snow Mountain, the 19th tallest mountain in China and the tallest one in the south.
Try not to miss this Impression Lijiang show. Hundreds of Nazi performers, real horses charging across the stage, and Jade Dragon Snow Mountain as the backdrop. Witness harvest dances, spiritual down-by ceremonies with pounding drums, and a sunset prayer finale directed by Zhang Yimou, the same director who directed the Beijing Olympic ceremony. Don't miss it.
It is almost 4 p.m., one of the very last 2 to go up. Hopefully it will be less people. We're gonna go to this big cableway. They're actually very, very concerned about the health of everyone. So they keep asking everyone if you have a headache or do you have a short of breath, slow down, all of that. Going up, going up. One of the most beautiful mountains in all of China. So that is crazy. I'm going to have to remember that I should walk slower and talk slower and not rush into things, because I tend to do that a lot, and when it's in such high altitude, it's probably not a good idea, because sometimes you don't feel the sickness right away, you feel it after. Arrived at the cable car station. Right now we are at 3,356 meters. Luckily, I don't feel anything yet, so hopefully I won't feel it at all. Finger crossed. So guys, we are now on the cable car now. We are going from 3,356 to 4,506 meters.
There are 2 ways up: glacial route straight up to 4,506 meters, walk on the snow, insane view, but book ahead because only 1,000 tickets per day, or the yak meadow, chill vibes, grazing yaks, perfect selfie spot. Either way, bring oxygen.
I'm going to take the oxygen tank now, because you never know, right? We're near here now, 4,506 meters. Walking up, just remember to take it slow. That is the tallest peak, I think, 5,600 meters. Right now, we're at the Jade Dragon Snow Mountain. I'm with my mom. She's here with her best friends, who are my aunties. So we are gonna get to the peak now. I mean, the highest that we can go anyways. She says she feels nothing, and I have to take a rest. So, yeah.
This beauty isn't just rock and ice, it's the beating heart of Yunnan. Those 13 massive glaciers, they have been shaping this land for centuries. The Nazi people believe gods live up there in the peaks. You can feel it in the ancient Danba text.
A shortness of breath just a bit, because of course it lacks oxygen here. We're now at 4,600 meters now, almost there. Take that picture and we go.
Sorry that I couldn't take a proper video up there. I was really experiencing shorter breath. Last time when I went up to a mountain that was over 5,000 meters, I was totally fine. I don't know if it is because I washed my hair the night before, which they said not to do.
I'm now about 100 meters down.
I strongly suggest you to bring an extra oxygen tank when you're up there, because when you're up there, it's really like the air is really thin, and the long line back on the cable car didn't help.
Finally, we're going down from the cable car after almost an hour wait. So I have to be honest, I did experience a little bit of the high altitude sickness, just a little bit. I felt a little bit dizzy, like I was short of breath. But once I'm going down, I already feel a little bit better. So this is the cable car. But my mom said that she doesn't feel anything. I don't know if it is because she's a Chinese mom. You know, Chinese mom, right? They love to hide all the facts so that we don't worry. If they're sick, they will say they're not sick. But she actually went up with me. Can you believe it? One tip I want to give you guys. Please bring some candy, chocolate, or sugar drink or something. This is something I forgot, and I really should have done that. I was really craving some candy or chocolate because I needed sugar, and I really wish that I had it, and I actually had to borrow some oxygen from the people on the line because I felt quite dizzy at times.
Well, guys, in case you don't know, I love GOrge so much. If you haven't watched that episode, pause this and go watch it, then come back. Because this is the untamed mountain cousin. Same mesmerizing turquoise water, but instead of peaceful forest, you have got Jade Dragon Snow Mountain's icy peak dominating the skyline. We're talking about waterfalls, yaks photobombing in your photos, but you have to pay for it. So go check it out. It's very beautiful. You're there anyways.
All right, this is the last destination of the park that we're at right now. These are all natural, by the way. And if you can see behind me, the waterfall. Honestly, if I don't tell you, you probably think I'm in GOrge.
Fun fact, the turquoise color in GOrge's Lake and Blue Moon Valley comes from the same mineral magic, calcium carbonate. But here's the plot twist. This water gets its extra pop from glacier melts. Basically liquid mountain bling.
We're leaving now. Very quick and brief stop. We don't want to line up forever for the shuttle back to what our car is. I wanted to share an exciting...
Just a short drive from the mountain, we stayed at Lijiang Old Town for the night. This town isn't just beautiful, it's alive with lots of people. For 800 years, this place has been the heart of Nasi culture, where cobblestone streets tell stories and mountain water still flows through ancient canals.
Guys, we arrived in our hotel in Lijiang Old Town. It comes with like a 100-inch projector and a pretty nice bathroom, and at least for China standard, for a homestay like this, which I think is pretty nice. Oh, and a bathtub.
Imagine sipping fresh coffee in a 600-year-old courtyard or finding a hidden jazz bar down tiny alleyways. And there are just endless choices of restaurant and drink shops everywhere in the town.
So this is the Rock Stone Barbecue, one of the signature here in Yunnan. Aside from the hot pot,
the set was only $31.
Guys, this is $9.51. Wow, it's a UNESCO site, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, old town in all of China. So there are gazillion ancient towns in China, old towns in China, right? But this is the number one. That's how they claim it. Because think about it, you know how crowded it is right now? It's absolutely beautiful. And this is a landmark here. You see this water wheel? This is where a lot of the people wait for each other. Beautiful, beautiful. Still very, very crowded at like 11 p.m. right now in Lijiang Old Town. Yes, it is very touristy, but at least if you want something at night, you know where to come.
Okay, so let's be real. This old town is next level magical at night. Those lanterns aren't just for Instagram. Back in the day, this was the ultimate pit stop on the Tea Horse Road. Think of it like the ancient Silk Road, but for caffeine addicts. For centuries, caravans packed with Pu'er tea would roll through here at night, with Nasi locals hanging lanterns to guide them. Basically, China's first street lights.
Guys, like I said, these photo services are serious business. You can look behind me, around me, all around me, there are photographers, there are people like me who like to take pictures. I'm gonna do that tomorrow with the Snow Mountain. So let me show you. Wow, I like that. Cute, 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 cute. And this is a store. For example, let me show you. Of course, there are more here. It's just like every 5 shops, there are like 2. So over here is 68. It includes rental for clothing and makeup. Doesn't include hair. And then 198, it includes pictures as well. So you can see even little kids are taking photos. So guys, insects. I don't want to do a close-up because I will throw up. Now I'm desperate for something to drink. Prefer a wine, champagne, something like that. But only beer here, although they did display the bottles on the top.
and it was a very long day, so it was time to go back to the hotel and get some rest, but I cannot help but notice every corner was like really good for Instagram.
This is part of the homestay. It's a little bit toward more the modern side. My room was up here with a balcony. They had a rooftop, which I will show you a short video.
So as we're seeing this during the daytime, I couldn't help but notice this was actually indeed the biggest ancient town in China I had ever visited, and I have visited many.
Actually, I experienced high altitude sickness, right? A little bit. I had like a pretty high fever last night. Luckily, after 6.5 hours of sleep, I'm all good now. So this is the Lijiang Old Town in the morning. A very rare sight to see it so quiet. Today we are heading to Shangri-La. Without the help from the hotels or stay, it is very hard to get through the luggages to where you want to be because you might get lost. This is called Pu'er Guzhen, which is another ancient town, much less touristy than the Lijiang tourist town. Because right now it's not even 8 and most of the shops are closing. Half of them are closed, I should say. But still a lot of restaurant and souvenir shop are still open. So if you do want some, I don't know, peace and quiet, lots of different types of fungus. No, they're not fungus. They're like type of mushroom. There are many, many different kinds and they're supposedly really, really good for you, but they're not for everyone's stomach, you know, because these are wild. If they're gonna sell it to you, they're not poison. They're just wild fungus. You will see that the well is still next to all these shops here. This is where we're having dinner today because it's still open and, you know, something easy. So we're not being picky. You will see many coffee houses, tea houses, drink shop. This one is a restaurant, but you will see that many of the restaurants in China are nicely decorated.
The next day.
Right now, I am at the last ancient town. It's called Baisha. It is known to be more quiet and much smaller than the Lijiang Old Town. But over here, you can have direct views of the Jade Snow Mountain, especially at the rooftop. I'm gonna insert some pictures because I'm gonna do a photo shoot here. I just got the rose petal cake again. This is one that is famous as well. There are quite a few. This one is sweeter than the other one. I like the other place better. The other one is like more crunchy. This is the other famous one. I think they taste a lot better. Hey guys, so I'll be doing a photo shoot again. This time will be a little bit different than the time in Guilin because the costume is more catered to this region and I will be doing an outdoor shoot. Just for some memory, you know, I will be paying 980 RMB for over 50 photos. You know, hopefully I will like them. But the costume wise is actually quite hard right now because I'll be riding on a horse and this is like more like a winter costume. Makeup done, guys. We have my photographer with me. Right now we're going on location. It is very, very heavy makeup because I will be taking those with like tiny little human and huge background. So hopefully it will be good. Can't wait to show you guys.
This is where I took some of my favorite photos of the trip. Very, very nice backdrop, you know, of course with the Jade Snow Mountain in the back. So guys, real talk here. Out of Lijiang's 3 ancient towns that I visited, Baisha stole my heart. It has some souvenir shop, but compared to the other ancient town, it's the least touristy. It felt very, very authentic and way more low-key. You know, you can actually find some like handmade magnets, like hand-painted ones that I'm gonna show you guys. And between the tea houses and these mountain views with all these rooftop cafes, unbelievable.
At the Jimao Hotel Resort here in Lijiang. This is a regular suite here looking at the main pond. On your right, you will see a closet and then a bathroom with a bathtub and double sink. And then here's the living room, a seating area in the bedroom. And this is the outdoor area. Nice place. 3 black swan. You can do kayak there. Glass bottom. Breakfast with a view. Look at that. If every breakfast is like this on the trip, then it will be perfect. And there are so many fishes here. Wow, they are huge too. Huge. Do you guys see the black swan? They have many, many buildings here. So peaceful. You can see people kayaking. But over here, there's people kayaking around the black swan.
This was absolutely the best hotel during the whole stay. I can tell that my aunties and my mom had a great time. You know, it was definitely worth it to stay there.
Breakfast. Favorite pancake. This is their main food. Everything steam, 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 steam. All those bread for these. Of course, they would have these pan-fried breakfast roll that I always get. And nut noodle. You can have all sorts of condiments, of course.
The next day.
Arrived at the first point of interest today on our way to Shangri-La. We are at the Tiger Leaping Gorge. They buy the ticket for the escalator. It only takes 8 minutes to go down. But if you like, you can also do the stairs. Didn't want to do the walk up because it's 1,800 steps. So it's entirely up to you. You don't have to buy it. It's 70 RMB. I will show you guys why it's called Tiger Leaping Gorge. I suppose that it is only a myth because if you see the reality, the distance, I don't think it's possible. But who knows? It is considered one of the deepest river gorges in the world, with a depth of over 3,900 meters. From the river below to the peaks above, so you see all these surrounding mountains, it's actually really, really tall. Wow, we are here! You can actually hike around here. The whole journey will take about 2 whole days. It is not an easy hike at all because of the elevation. Without you guys, please be aware. A lot of people do this because it's one of those unforgettable experiences. We're gonna go all the way down. Very nice weather, I love it. It's only 21 degrees, but with the sun, to me, it's pretty perfect weather because I'm not sweating and it's just enough sunlight.
So why is it called this name? Legend says a tiger was being chased, cornered by hunters or maybe another predator, and with no way out, it made a wild leap across the raging river, clearing the narrowest point in one bound. The tiger lived, the gorge got its name, and now you can stand at where it all went down.
That is the actual rock over there. I'm gonna circle it. That's where supposedly the tiger jumped to the rock to get to the other cliff. So you judge it for yourself if you think that's possible.
I actually really enjoy it because it's only an hour and a half away from Lijiang, just a quick road trip, but you end up in the middle of an epic mountain. Cliffs, waterfall, trails that make your heart race. Why not?
We are now going to one of the very first national park in all of China. It is called Pu'er National Park. It's known for many lakes inside, and supposedly it will really give you like a Shangri-La feeling. You know, Shangri-La is actually from here, right? And hopefully it will be as beautiful as what we thought of. Alright? So now we're gonna take the boat instead of walking the 3.3 km. Like I said, we did experience some high altitude sickness. So my aunties, they're not feeling well. So definitely do the boat. Anytime that we can pay to do something quicker, we'll do that. All right, we're at the Shudugan River. We're gonna take this boat now. Beautiful day, blue sky, white cloud, perfect reflection even on this little river, and such beautiful trees. Cannot ask for more, honestly. Guys, the scenery is really this beautiful. One of the scenic place for photos. Wow. Of course, they're making the wishes on the wooden board, like everywhere in China. So if you come, you can also get a board and write your names and your wishes here. Whatever you wish for, just put it on there. It's beautiful. This whole alley. Wow. So beautiful. Yes, and over there is where you can buy the board to write your wishes over there. Wow. This is definitely a beautiful park. And I haven't even got to the scenic spot yet. All right, now we're on the line for the boats. It is 65 RMB. There are 2 decks. On the upper deck, this is the scenery that you are gonna see. It's an absolutely beautiful day. It is actually really, really pretty. So I'm at this lake. I will insert the name in the corner. You can see really, really beautiful greens. And the lake is not blue though, but it's with the reflection from the sun, it's actually very pretty, especially with all the cows that you see. We just went to Beta High. This is the second scenic spot of this national park. Very, very beautiful. Although we did not see the emerald color water that we thought we would see, but it's still so beautiful, especially under the sun, the reflection on the water. So you guys are gonna see it from my drone footage. So I hope you guys will like it. Where I am now, I think it's like 3,530 meters. Wow, guys, it's so pretty. arrived in our room in Shangri-La, the first room. It is basic, but everything you need. This is already considered luxury though. Looking at the square, we'll go there tomorrow.
A rather long day for us, so we decided to just eat in the hotel and have something simple.
The next day.
Guys, good morning. This is our 4th day. We are in Shangri-La area. We are going into this Zhongjialing scenic area. It is actually very, very beautiful. It is a very, very, very famous Buddhist monastery here in the Yunnan region. Actually, the biggest one, around 360 years old. We're gonna go in and check it out. In the indoor, we cannot film. We took a car transfer as there are many drivers who's gonna approach you and see if you wanted to take the car out. We pay 15 RMB, so it will save you a lot of breath, at least because we're gonna walk down from the main prayer hall called Lijiang. Here we are at the main prayer hall. Wow, it's so beautiful. Everything is like gold color plated. The details of this. I think no matter if you are a Buddhist or not, when you come here, you do feel a sense of calmness. I don't know if it's everyone, but at least I do. Do you guys remember that we were in Guangyuanzi in Xi'an? And we also saw these prayer reels that we have to do clockwise. So we're going to do it again over here as well, of course, in this sacred place. I think you need to spend at least 2 hours here. There are lots of places to visit, lots of prayer halls. So although even you're not a Buddhist, it's worth looking at because it's literally like a museum. There are 6 main places that you must visit when you're in Shangri-La, and this is definitely one of it. It's really beautiful. We are at the Napa Lake, pronounced the same way as the Napa Valley in California. We are at this viewpoint right now. I'm having my coffee. We're gonna go down there because we are still in the Tibetan region. So you see all these prayer flags over there. And of course, you will see people making their wishes. They put it on the wooden board and everything. We're gonna ride the horses. We're gonna ride to the middle of the lake. Hi guys, sorry for we arrived at the horse stables at Lake Napa. We're gonna do the horse ride for an hour and also take some pictures by the lake. So now we're just waiting for everyone so that we can get on the horse. Riding horses. Perfect weather, perfect weather. Riding a horse to get to the middle of Lake Napa. Supposedly, there's no specific place or point of interest of where is exactly Shangri-La. It's anywhere in this region that remind people of Shangri-La. That's how they got this name and named this place after Shangri-La. If you can see, it's absolutely beautiful. So now that package includes simple makeup, headpieces, and a custom. So if you wanted something nicer, you have to add 40 RMB, which is fine. You know, actually in the Old Town, it's only 68.
Well, fun facts, I'm sure if you clicked into this video, you had heard of the name Shangri-La. Well, this name actually came from a British writer named James Hilton. He wrote a novel back in 1933 about a hidden paradise in the mountains. And guess what? Years later, people realized that this is the region. The name means sun and moon in your heart, and when you see this view, you will get why. Unfortunately, I couldn't get drone shots because there's an airport nearby, but trust me, this place is much prettier in person.
This is the custom that I rented. It's cute, right? At least I think it is. For something that's 5 minutes, I like it. Right now, I'm at the original sign of this old town. Can you tell it's quite hot? This town was burned in 2014, half of it. We are walking up to see the Tibetan sculpture wheel. It is the world's biggest. Wow, look how beautiful this temple is. Look at this view. This is the full town view of Shangri-La. It's right behind me. These are all prayer flags. There are prayers on it to go clockwise because that's how the tradition goes. We're not supposed to walk backward. And look where we are now. Wow, it's humongous. 5 stories tall. That is crazy. Biggest Tibetan scripture wheel in the whole entire world. It weighs 60 tons, 21 meters tall, about 5 stories. So each round means 1 prayer. So you have to go odd numbers. So either you do 1 or 3 turns or 5 turns or 7 turns, or if you really want 9 turns. It would take a lot of people to do 1 turn. As you know, it's very, very heavy. It's 60 tons. It's a symbolic representation of Buddhist teachings and philosophy. It's a circular device that contains Buddhist sculptures, mantras, and images. It's often used as a form of meditation, with practitioner focusing on various elements of the wheel and their symbolic meanings. Oh my god, hey tea, my favorite. First, I got my green tea with cheese foam on the top, and this one even have their name with matcha powder on the top. Let me show you guys. This is the food street. Most of the things are closed and not all of them are open because it's like 4:30. It's not dinner and way past lunch. So all of these you need to line up later at night. From the plaza, you can still see how big the wheel is. It's like humongous. Just look at that. 5 stories high. That's how we're supposed to greet Tibetan people. As you know, we're in the Shangri-La region. There are many, many, many Tibetan people.
A few moments later.
Tonight, we're gonna have a traditional Tibetan dinner with a show. So upon entering, they're gonna give us this hada, which is a welcome. It's like a scarf. I'm sure you've seen it everywhere. It's a greeting that they give you to welcome you. The dinner show that I am at right now is called Tu Shi Yan. Wow. All right. All types of noodle. Don't worry, guys. It's not the head of the bowl. It's just a decoration. It is a Tibetan hot pot. Of course, when you're in this region, you will be given this. Let me see if I can show you. Shu Yao Cha. It's like the oil tea, the butter oil tea. It actually just tastes like milk tea. That's right. It's very yummy. You guys know that I eat very spicy, right? Do you guys remember in Chongqing, I could not eat it because I was sick and I had to eat it in Chengdu, right? It's 2 different type of hot pot. So over here, I'm gonna add like 3 cubes. Okay, so it's just like regular hot pot that we always have. There are raw meats, there are noodles, there are vegetables, and because I joined a private tour, so whatever refills they want us, it's free for us because we join it's like a group deal, you know. But there's one thing that is so important, I think, and I think that you guys will really, really care about. It's the bathroom situation in this restaurant. It's not acceptable. If it's not really because I had to go, I would not go. I'm not sure if I ever show you, but yeah, this is raw, and you put it in here. So I'm gonna eat now, and I will record more when the show comes on, which is in the middle of the stage there. And there's also gonna be an outdoor show a little bit later.
The next day.
Right now, we're at Meili Snow Mountain. We're in the region, and I know it's very, very cloudy right now, so you cannot see, but the view here is just so amazing. Oh, I can tell you only this much already, that Meili Snow Mountain is even more beautiful than the Jade Dragon Snow Mountain. Absolutely insanely beautiful. This is the observation deck. October 18, 2007, Meili Snow Mountain Scenic Area is rated as the national 4A tourist attraction. Don't know if you guys remember, they counted by 1A to 5A. I think this is more like a 5A, personally.
This temple guards Meili's secret, where every spin sends prayers to its 13 sacred peaks. Meet the mountain China declared off limits. Meili's 13 peaks, crowned by the 6,740-meter Kawagabu. In 1991, avalanches took the life of 17 climbers here, and after that, no one touches Kawagabu again. But honestly, Tibetans didn't need the warning. They have believed for centuries that only God lived on these slopes.
Picture, video, they don't do the true justice of how beautiful this place is.
Those white towers are chortens, sacred Tibetan stupas filled with relics and prayers, aligned perfectly to channel blessings toward Meili's peaks. Pilgrims circle them clockwise, believing the mountain's divine energy flows through these spiritual monuments. And now it's time for dinner!
Gets a little bit closer to like dawn, you will see all these stands here. There are so many things you can buy. I just bought a magnet. This stand also have lots and lots of beautiful paintings. These are stones, and of course there are like different type of food, snacks, and fruits. Oh, this is corn juice, 0 sugar, 100% organic. It smells really good actually. Wow. Oh, this is honey cake. Perfect. Oh, he's making it right here. Wow, the oven is right here. Freshly made cake right out here. Wow, I'm gonna get it back. So guys, we have this really nice chef here. He used to work in Zhongshan in Guangzhou province, which is in the south. It's so soft. It's like a sponge cake. They have honey flavor and they also have pistachio flavor. Because of COVID, his shop was closed for 3 years. So he moved his whole cart from Guangzhou to here so that he can make a living. This is the room. It has a view of the mountain directly. When you're in a high altitude area, a lot of the hotels will provide this supposedly medical grade oxygen machine so that you can get your oxygen. And they will give you a one-time use too, which is a nice touch, I think. And this is a tester to test your oxygen level and your heart rate, of course. It's measuring now. It needs to be 85 and above. So I'm 80. It should be going up slowly. Okay, I guess not. So I'm a little bit under. I'm gonna get some oxygen, guys. I just turn it on so it goes into your nose. Like, sorry, I talk about my makeup already. Significant difference, 98, and you guys saw it was 81 just a minute ago. What a big difference. I do think for safety, we will take as much oxygen as possible because right now I'm at an altitude of I think 4,100 meters above sea level.
The next day.
Morning guys, right now it's 6:50 a.m. So we woke up about 20 minutes ago because we are trying to see if we can see this site called Lijiang Shangri-La, meaning when it's the sunlight reflecting on the tip of Meili Snow Mountain or any mountain. So you can see all the people over there that it might happen, but it doesn't look like it now that because this cloud just came in. So we'll see if it clears up a little bit. If not, then, you know. And we are so lucky that we're able to see this. Like, what an amazing experience. For us, we think it's really worth it. This is about 4 hours away from Shangri-La, and Shangri-La is about 2.5-3 hours away from Lijiang. I highly recommend you to do at least 10 days. To be more relaxed, you can do 11 to be able to finish Shangri-La, Kunming, Dali, Lijiang, and also here.
A few moments later.
On our way back to Shangri-La, just a little bit 2 hours from Meili, we stopped at Jinsha Bay Lookout. It was such a scene, reminded me of Horseshoe Bend in Arizona. It was a lot more beautiful than I imagined.
Guys, so I have mentioned that Yunnan is not only famous for tea and coffee now, they're also famous for red wine. I will be showing you guys what a winery is like in China in the Shangri-La region. LVMH bought a vineyard here. Of course, that is not open for the public to visit, but we'll visit this one so that at least you guys can get an idea of what a vineyard is like in this region in China.
As we are walking into the vaults, we can see that they have received many international recognitions.
You must come here if you get a chance. Welcome to Shangri-La Vaults. This is where they hold all the wine barrels. There are about 1,000 of them in the back there, so you must visit this place.
Alright, let me tell you more about this wine. They started as barley wine specialists. Their Dazhe brand is iconic. But then they saw this potential in Yunnan's mountains. Fast forward to today, and they're doing something that nobody else does. Producing pure grape wines, traditional barley wines, and mind-blowing blends of both. Their secret, those insanely high altitude vineyards, some as tall as 2,900 meters, which give their Cabernets and Chardonnays razor-sharp freshness. But the real magic? They age some of these wines in old barley casks, adding layers of earthy complexity. And their hybrid bottles? Imagine toasty barley notes wrapped around bright mountain fruits. It's like drinking Himalaya's evolution in a glass. Standing here in their vault, you realize this isn't just winemaking, it's a cultural bridge between China and modern craft.
Guys, we're doing wine tasting in China. As I mentioned earlier, LVMH have bought a vineyard here. This is the other label that I can actually visit. It is very, very mind-blowing to me that I'm actually tasting wine in China, which you guys are not very familiar of, right? You guys cannot even connect the dot when you think of red wine and China. But actually, they make excellent wine. So if you ever have a chance to come to the region, make your way to this vault. It is actually open to the public, but then not a lot of people know information about it. So I'm gonna actually taste the wine and let you guys know what I think. I've had one of the bottle here before, so we'll see how it goes. I should actually taste much better because I'm actually here. So this one actually tastes like Sauvignon Blanc a little bit. So guys, we are actually trying the second bottle. It is not 100% grapes. It is mixed with barley. It's a very, very famous crops that they grow here, and they mix it into the red wine. There's only 20%, so I'm gonna taste it and see what I think. But the last one that we're gonna try is 100% red wine. So this is the one that I have had before. This is something I want to talk about, and it's another reason why I'm here. So you can have red wine anywhere. We have vineyards in California, we have vineyards in New York, we have vineyards in, of course, France, Spain, Italy, even Portugal. But in China, they actually mix their local crops into wine so that it is like to me, it's very fusion because they add their local ingredients into the red wine so that you can actually, and the white wine, so you can actually try it and taste the difference. So according to everyone here, so I just asked them, all my aunties and my mom, they said that for people who don't drink a lot, this is actually pretty easy to taste. So if you are not like a drinker, so this is probably a good idea for you. But for me, I totally know that I'm gonna prefer this. But if you want to try this is actually good table wine. So they are both 9%. Table wine meaning it's like if you usually like Pinot Grigio, then this is actually good for it. It's actually gonna go really well with seafood as well. And the light red wine is gonna be really good with like light appetizer, like beef carpaccio. But this is gonna be really good with steak. So nice. Oh yeah, I want to show you the color, guys. Alright guys, sorry for the interruption. Right now I am in Hong Kong. I've started to film my Hong Kong series, which is where I live. So there will be many insider tips. I'm right now in a local mall. For the locals, you will rarely see visitors here. There are lots of food stands and everything. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a quick update into what I will be launching in a little bit more than a week. My website will be live, so I will be having my own tour agency specifically for China right now, Hong Kong and Macau. But one thing I think I forgot to mention is that I can also help you arrange transfer. Like I just helped a bunch of people did that the past month, like from Hong Kong airport to China. like to Shenzhen or to Guangzhou or to Macau, it's very, very convenient to go from the Hong Kong airport. Or just if you just want to simply airport transfer in places like Beijing, Shanghai, it's very, very easy. So just email me if you are in need. And so I don't want to interrupt any further. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this episode of Meili Snow Mountain wine and tea tasting in Yunnan, because it was very mind-blowing for me to actually taste the wine in Shangri-La. Enjoy! In Yunnan, aside from coffee and wine I was mentioning, of course, everybody knows tea is so famous in China, especially Yunnan. It is one of the main industry and main business. Right now, we're going to try some tea and show you how they make the tea back then. Wow, just look at that. Teapot, stove. The tea culture in China is very famous. I don't even have to explain. Wow, look at these tea rooms that they have for the guests. It's so pretty. They give you peanuts to go along with the tea. Perfect.
Alright, so let me tell you about this legendary Pu'er tea. The only tea in the world that gets better with age like fine wine.
There are two types of Pu'er tea. This is the raw one, and this is the fermented one. So they are the most famous Chinese tea. This is only 200 something years old. And this is 900 something.
This isn't your average tea. It's grown in the misty mountains of southern Yunnan. Pu'er comes in two styles. San, which means raw, wild, and ferments naturally over decades, tastes like an alpine forest after rain. Very, very fresh. The other one is Shou, pile fermented to mimic 20 years of aging in just months, usually at least 4 to 5 months. Think chocolatey, earthy, and smooth.
Right now we're smelling on how the aroma is of the tea leaves. So she put some of the tea in there. So right now it's empty, but we are supposed to smell the aroma inside. And it's like really like honey. It smells like honey. Guys, this is how you're supposed to hold the teacup, because I always know I hold it wrong. Okay, you put your thumb here, and then you put this finger, the middle finger here to hold it, and like this. That's how you're supposed to hold it as a lady.
It's a tip. Good Pu'er leaves, they don't break apart when steeped. If they do, your tea is probably very low quality.
There are 5 steps to get good tea. I'm going to list it out on the screen and the description box. This is the first round. You do not drink it. And the second round also, you also do not drink it. The first one is to wash it, the first rinse. The second rinse is to wake up the tea. On the third round, actually what she did was she poured it into a teacup, and then she actually still dump it out because so that we can wash the cup with it. And then the fourth round, we are actually drinking it, and the colors are already developed, if you can see.
I honestly fell in love with Pu'er tea, and of course we all bought some. That's why we were able to taste this even tea from a 900-year-old tree. We were blown away. It was such a nice afternoon.
This tea is from a 900-year-old tree. What a big difference. Oh my god. It's like, I mean, the knowledge of Pu'er tea is just as broad as red wine. There are so much to learn and know about tea if you like tea. The tea culture in China are just crazy, especially Pu'er tea, because this is the most famous Chinese tea. Wow, so good.
One more thing.
About the raw tea and the fermented tea. So basically the raw tea is without piling and without fermentation. Of course, the fermented tea is fermented at least 4 to 5 months here at the legit places though. There are places that only do it for like 10 to 15 days. They do it in the basement, and that's why it smells like fungus. And those are the ones that you should not drink at all. It's not healthy for you.